Hola, mis queridos estudiantes, yo soy Andrea Villada. Bienvenidos una vez más a mi canal. Today I have a beginner's class for you to know how to use masculine and feminine in Spanish. This class is mostly for beginners, but if you're an advanced student, I also recommend it because we're going to see a lot of rules that advanced students usually forget, and eventually these rules become common mistakes. So if you're an advanced student, I recommend you stay here in case you've forgotten all of these rules. I'll be focusing on the main rule and exceptions. Why not all of them? Generally, it's a waste of time because if you don't know much about Spanish, you don't have examples of all of these words. And when you don't have examples, it's very hard to remember the rules. So we're going to be just studying the main rules and also the main exceptions, the ones that you need to really remember so you don't make these common mistakes in the future. Remember, you'll find everything I'm about to say in the links in the description box. In our language, all nouns have a gender. When I say noun, I mean every word you can use the article the with. Like the money, the house, the idea, the love. All of these words have a gender. El carro, el estilo, el cielo, la rosa, la mesa, la idea. These are masculine, these are feminine. If you're trying to find a logic behind it, you'll fail. For instance, I get this a lot. Well, dresses are worn by women, so dresses must be feminine. Well, it's not because of one of these rules. Generally, nouns ending in O are masculine, such as the word dress, el vestido. And generally, words ending in A are feminine, such as la corbata. So it is really about the endings of these nouns. Those are the main rules. However, not all words in Spanish end with A or O.
What?
You have feminine and masculine words ending with E. They don't have any rules. Like, for instance, el chocolate, el café, or la noche. You have to get used to asking the gender of words every time you learn a new one you can't identify easily. Because in Spanish, literally everything you say depends on the gender of the noun. Pronouns, determiners, adjectives, everything is different according to the gender of the noun you're describing or replacing with them. Getting gender right is essential to speak Spanish well. As an example of what I'm saying, you have the word the, which you only have one in English. You say the, that's it. But we have 4 ways to say it, and that depends on 2 things: gender, masculine, feminine, and plural or singular. So you get el, la, los, and las. We actually have a 5th one, lo, but I'm not going to get into that right now. This being said, if clase is feminine, you say la clase, and if it's plural, you say las clases. For the masculine one, you have el chocolate, and plural, los chocolates. Now, let's talk about the most important exceptions. Please grab a piece of paper, write them down, keep them wherever you can see these rules because, trust me, you want to remember them. The first one would be dia. Dia, even though it ends with an A, it is a masculine word. It is so because it comes from this word, Deus. I don't know how to pronounce it. That means God of the sun. And just like the word Dios or God is masculine, the word dia is too. El día de hoy es magnífico. The second exception to the main rules, el problema, el clima. Very common in conversation. Both words are very common. They are masculine. This is probably the one that I want to stress the most because I hear la problema, la clima all the time. Please keep this in mind. They're masculine, and this is the reason why. There is a suffix in Greek that ends in ma, and this suffix transforms words into masculine ones. So these words coming from that language are also masculine in ours. So most of the words ending in ma in Spanish are masculine because of that, because they're coming from these words in Greek. El sistema, el clima, el idioma, el programa, el poema. Those words are masculine. Most words ending in MA in Spanish are masculine. I can't repeat this enough. You need to remember this. The last one that I consider to be very important is the word agua. Many of you know how to say this, and you guys would say el agua. And this is like something people just remembered. But it's a feminine word. It's not masculine.
Huh?
So why do we say el agua instead of la agua? It's because agua starts with a strong A. And when you say la agua, it's kind of like if you listen to it, I'm losing one of those A's in my pronunciation. So we want to avoid that. We want this A to sound. So instead of keeping the la article, we say el agua. And that's how we fixed it. But if you're describing it, you have to keep this in mind because adjectives also change according to gender. So if you say el agua fresco is wrong. It needs to be fresca. El agua fría. El agua limpia. So you need to keep your adjectives feminine because this is feminine after all. If you want to make this word plural, then you say las aguas. We can go back to our feminine article because this one ends with an S. So I don't have the problem with the two A's in a row. Does this happen with every feminine word starting with an A sound? No, it doesn't. It needs to be a strong A sound. For instance, agua starts with a strong A because that is the strongest syllable in the word, agua. We never say agua, we say agua. But what happens with words like arena, for instance? The strongest syllable is re, the second one. So this first A is not a strong one. That's why we're able to say la arena. Do we have other words like el agua? Yes, we do. Also common words like el ave, el área, el arte, el hambre. All of them are feminine, but they use the masculine singular article. Some extra rules that can be very helpful because they have no exceptions are rules like all words ending in sion, which is easy because in English it's pretty much everything that ends in shon. All of these words are feminine. Also words ending in tud, dat, umbre, tar, ed. La universidad, la canción, la libertad, la cumbre, la sed. And all words ending in age, most of these words are coming from French, generally age, or something like that in English. They are masculine, no exceptions. El pasaje, el viaje, el mensaje, el lenguaje, el garaje. And also, most words ending in or are masculine, like el dolor, el color, el sabor, with the exception of la flor, because la flor es femenina. Are you ready for a quick little test? Let's start. What is this word? El bolígrafo, masculino. Cabeza. La cabeza, femenino. Dinero. El dinero, masculino. Familia. La familia, femenino. Mañana. La mañana, femenino. Pared. La pared, femenino. Sistema. El sistema, masculino. Día. El día, masculino. Tema. El tema, masculino. Televisión. La televisión, femenino. Viaje, el viaje, masculino. If you want to practice a little bit more, remember you can go to the links in the description box. Now, next class we'll be covering how to work with adjectives according to gender, because this is one of the weirdest things we do. We adapt the gender of these adjectives to the gender of the noun. Thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you next class.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.